Hello, welcome to News Center. I'm Pathak. The government will auction lithium reserves found in Jammu and Kashmir in calendar year 2023. The Mines Ministry has written to the Jammu and Kashmir administration to appoint a transaction advisor for the auction. The government is also exploring the potential of sapphire in J&K. Remember, the Geological Survey of India discovered nearly 6 million tons of lithium in February in Jammu and Kashmir's Riyasi district. This was bound to be a big discovery for India at a time when lithium is a critical mineral used in electric vehicles. Sonal Bhutra joins us now with the details. Sonal, how does India really stack up against its global peers when it comes to lithium resources, mining and processing?
Well, this is an important update as far as lithium reserves in our own country are concerned. So I thought let's take it forward and talk about what the global picture is really like when it comes to lithium reserves and production as well in every country. Now, in 2022, the global lithium reserves stood at 26 million tons. Now, that's a big number. And if we talk about which country had how much reserve, Chile was the one which topped the list at 9.3 million tons. This is again in 2022. This was followed by Australia at 6.2, Argentina at 2.7, China at 2, USA at around 1 million tons, Canada similar amount 0.9 million tons, Zimbabwe, Brazil and Portugal anywhere between 0.25 to 0.3 million tons. Of course, if we put this into perspective, India's lithium reserves that the government says have been found in Jammu and Kashmir would be a big number as well. Now, in terms of percentage, of course, as I said, Chile is the one which contributes the most, around 36% of global reserves, Australia at 24%, we have Argentina at 10%, China contributes 8% to global lithium reserves, followed by US and Canada at 4%, and then there is others like the other countries that I mentioned earlier, around 13%. This is about the reserves, but how much is actually produced in these different countries? While Australia stands second when it comes to global reserves in terms of lithium, it is the top producer of lithium in the world. Total capacity in terms of production share, Australia has 47% production share of lithium, followed by Chile at 30%. China has around 15%. We have Argentina at 5%, Brazil at 2%, and Zimbabwe and the others at 1%. So that's the picture as far as lithium reserves and lithium production is concerned. Now, where is lithium really used? We've been talking about higher lithium demand coming in. So most of it is used in batteries at 74% of the total consumption, followed by ceramics and glasses, lubricating greases at 3%. Then we have something like air treatment, continuous casting. So the big demand that we are talking about lithium is really coming in from EVs, from the battery space. And that's why this space is something that everyone is watching out for.
Joining us right now is Balvinder Kumar, former Secretary of Mines. We're also joined by Shailesh, Secretary General of the Federation of Indian Chambers of Commerce and Industry. Mr. Kumar, if I could begin with you. The Mines Secretary today said that India would like to complete all auction of lithium reserves found in J&K by the end of this year, and a transaction advisor will soon be appointed as well. How important an opportunity is this for India, according to you?
I think this is a very rare kind of opportunity that such a rare mineral is discovered in a huge quantity. Now the main challenge is how to mine it, because that is another extremely challenging area. Because so far there is a policy of, there is a composite license for exploration and for mining. And for deep-seated mineral, so far there has not been very successful exploration and that exploration converted into mining. So under the policy, I think first license is granted for deep-seated mineral, and then subsequently after exploration, auctions are to be carried out by the respective state government. So the challenge is twofold. Number one is capacity of the states to auction, because so far this auction itself is a cumbersome process and not many states are equipped to it. And the first part that is exploration of deep-seated, because GSI has discovered that in the huge large chunk of land these minerals are available. But exactly at what place these minerals are there, that we can find out only by way of detailed exploration of that area. So I think these are the two big challenges, and I'm sure when Secretary Mining is saying that that they will carry out, he must have in mind the exact roadmap, how this exploration of deep-seated mineral and then subsequent auction by the state government would be carried out.
All right. Let me get an industry view from Mr. Shailesh Pathak. Mr. Pathak, today a detailed report was submitted by the Federation of Indian Chambers of Commerce and Industry. What are some of the bottlenecks? Because the Secretary of Mines, Mr. Bharadwaj, also pointed out today that there are a lot of policy challenges. Offshore mining has not taken off in India. Exploration levels, the quality of processing remains low in the country. What are some of the bottlenecks and the key recommendations when it comes to mining of critical minerals, rare earth minerals like lithium and others are concerned?
What the Secretary Mining said, as well as what our President Shubhrakant Panda said, who is himself from the mining industry, is a lot has changed for the better in terms of the mining industry. But some of the initiatives that the Government of India, Ministry of Mines has taken are actually getting delayed because of judicial court cases and others. So in terms of getting a mine operational, the Secretary made this point that anywhere in the world, it takes a long time. But can we give pre-packaged clearances for the entire mine to start? And I think that's a step which is very positive for our industry members. Thank you.
Right. Mr. Kumar, coming to you, when it comes to the processing of lithium, where all do we need to increase our capabilities? Do certain policy interventions need to be done to ensure that these auctions and the processing of lithium, the exploration of lithium post that is successful?
I think in all the three stages, that is exploration, mining, and processing, all these three things will require policy intervention and then, of course, implementation by the central government as well as the state. Because, as I said earlier, that after exploration, auctions would be carried out by the respective state, as far as I know about the policy. So in all these three areas, capacity building, infrastructure support, and policy interventions would be required. And I think the better thing would be to have a consultation with the stakeholders, all bigger exploration players can be taken into confidence, their viewpoint can be taken, and then policy interventions would be needed. I think this is extremely important in all these three stages: exploration, mining, and then processing of mineral.
Right. Mr. Pathak, coming to you, when we look at the China example, today 58% of the world's lithium. China is not the leader when it comes to the lithium resource. Australia and Chile have greater reserves, but when it comes to processing of lithium, a majority of that happens in China, and so is the case for other critical minerals which go into electric vehicle batteries. Now, when you have a case like that, what are some of the incentives? What are some of the policies that China has or a country like United States has when it comes to processing of minerals that India can possibly emulate?
Thank you for that. As you said, in fact, the country-wise reserves are Chile and Australia. Yeah, Chile and Australia have more than 60% of the reserves in the world of lithium, and Argentina has another 10. And we need to learn from the success of other countries on what we could do better. We have some case studies in this report on some success stories in other countries. In the Indian context, I'd say that according to the report, the two states in India that have lithium, the Riyasi region of Jammu and Karnataka, and we will work very closely with government and industry partners and academia and research institutions to make quicker processing happen. Thank you.
Right. Mr. Kumar, coming back to you, what can we do in terms of leveraging global alliances, alliances with countries like Australia, United States, an alliance under the Quad, in order to increase our exploration, training our professionals as well, skilling our workforce?
Yes, you are absolutely right. Presently, Indian companies are not well equipped to carry out deep-seated exploration in large areas. I think we need to invite global companies, global players for deep-seated exploration. And for that exploration, already there is a policy that is a national mineral exploration policy of 2016. But that policy has not been so conducive because not many areas have been given for exploration, and subsequent auctions have not taken place. So that is why I was saying that we need policy intervention after speaking to concerned stakeholders, especially at the global players who are in the area of deep-seated exploration.
Mr. Pathak, thank you so much for joining us, and thanks to Mr. Balvinder Kumar as well for his views on the kind of policy interventions that would be needed in order to explore, mine and process this lithium that has been discovered in Jammu and Kashmir. All right, we're going to take a short break, but up next, Sharad Pawar steps down as president